Alright, so in this problem, I'm sorry, I should say first, make sure you've done the vocab, because I did some examples in the vocab that are straight off your homework, so you can copy those onto the homework too. So make sure you've watched those examples. I'm going to do one more example here with a triangular prism, and then we're going to move on to you doing two. So again, this is volume. So volume is like, how much liquid would it take to fill the thing, right? How much space is there in there? So here's the idea. You have to find the sides that match. In this case, triangle, triangle. The matching sides are considered bases. So you find the area of that base, the area of that triangle. And then you multiply that times the overall height. Again, that's the other distance that's left between the two bases. So again, we consider this triangle here, because it matches this triangle down here, to be the base. So this one's the base. Once we find the area of that, all we do is multiply that number times the height. And that's why the formula looks so weird. It's like big B, meaning area of the base, times the height. And it's going to be cubed in the end because we're looking at volume. Length times width times height if you're just doing like a rectangular prism. So again, we're going to say that area of the triangle. So that's 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 of 3 times 4, which you'll be able to find by now. So that's 6, right? 3 times 4 is 12. Half that is 6. So we take that times the overall height of the pyramid, or the prism. So 6 times 7 is 42, and again, it's 3 things technically. So it is going to be labeled in inches cubed. So volume is cubed. I guess that's the answer here. So go ahead and pause this video, head into Class Kit, work a couple. Please make sure you come back to check them. Doesn't do any good if you don't know if your answer is right or not. Alrighty, so again, we have to identify the bases. In this case, it's the two triangles that match. Those are the bases. So we find the area of this triangle. So again, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's 1/2 of 6 times 8, which is half of 48 is 24. Multiply that by the overall height. Again, that's the other dimension you'll find on this kind. So we take 24 times 15, and we get 360. And again, it's volume, so it's centimeters cubed. It's a 3D object. That's what the 3 actually comes from. Okay, this one's kind of fun. I flattened it out, and you still have to figure out the volume if I were to fold it up. So you look for the two that are alike. Notice these two here, right? There's others we could technically use and get away with, but I'm going to pick those two. So the bases on this case, so area of a rectangular prism, area of a rectangle, that's just base times height, so that's 6 times 9. So, which, by the way, is 54. So now that we know that, we multiply by the overall height of the whole thing. Right here, that's 30. So 54 times 30 is 1620, and that's meters cubed. And it's volume. So now this one you could maybe identify, okay, the 3 numbers that are different. There's a 6, there's a 9, there's a 30, right? Length times width times height. That also works on this kind. So you have several of the homework done because we did them here and we did some in the vocab. So hopefully you've written those down. If you didn't, go back and do that. That way you've got some work done for you and some good examples. So might even write down the Class Kit code so that you take that home with you. You need to watch this again or see how that goes.